President Buhari directs armed forces and other security services to remain firm, decisive, and, if need be merciless in tackling insecurity. Nigerian women stand against gender-based violence as the world celebrates International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, plus entertainment and sports. Hello, thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. I am Hingino John Adams. Here's a quick reminder that you can also watch us on our Nta2.tv website from your mobile devices live 247. We stream live on Facebook at Nta2 Lagos Network Center and on YouTube at Nta2 Lagos. We begin from Abuja, where President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the nation's armed forces and other security services to remain firm, decisive, and, if need be, merciless until all criminal activities undermining national security and stability in parts of the country are contained. Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola announced the presidential directive at a media briefing after the meeting of the National Security Council. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
Usually meets on quarterly basis, the National Security Council is now meeting virtually monthly in response to the nation's security concerns. President Muhammadu Buhari had made it clear that he will not hand over a troubled Nigeria to his successor. This meeting was therefore summoned to critically analyze what have been accomplished so far in the renewed battle against terrorism, insurgency, and other acts of criminality, existing gaps in the operations, as well as strategize the best way forward. The service chiefs and heads of other security services made submissions on strategic and operational issues, as well as other constabulary matters, as explained by Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola.
As we are making progress in our effort to eliminate insurgency, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, and all the other criminalities, that we are not yet where we should be. The Nigerians deserve to live in peace, and that until we achieve that, we will not rest.
I just want to know specifically what you have discussed in respect of the resurgence of criminal activities along Abuja-Kaduna Highway.
Oh, yes. The police and the other security agencies have been mobilized to intensify surveillance, patrol, and pursuit of the criminals. Specific orders have been given to all our security agencies, and you will see an improved response to all those challenging the sovereignty of Nigeria in whatever form and creating insecurity in whatever form anywhere. The council today took firm decision on what to be done, and I can assure Nigerians that with the charge from the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces today, there will be an improved response to all forms of criminality in any part of Nigeria.
The National Security Council also discussed the conduct of the last governorship election in Anambra State.
The President was particularly happy with the fact that a free and fair election was made possible by the INEC and our security agencies. With that, there is no doubt as to the commitment of our administration to promoting democracy and ensuring that 2023 is not in any way threatened.
During the meeting, members of the council applauded the election of a Nigerian, AIG Garba Umar, as Vice President of the Interpol for Africa. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Women around the world are subject to rape, domestic violence, and other forms of violence. This led to the formulation of the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Imole Aitokede Ogunfowora reports that the theme for this year's observation is Orient the World. end violence against women now.
Violence against women and the girl child is one of the most widespread, persistent, and devastating human rights violations the world over. It manifests itself in various forms such as rape, child sexual abuse, street harassment, human trafficking, female genital mutilation, and child marriage. According to a United Nations Women report, 48% of Nigerian women have experienced at least one form of violence since the COVID-19 pandemic.
During COVID lockdown, there was an tremendous increase in domestic violence. And unfortunately, instead of going down, it's increasing because people are not stopping.
These crimes are said to be largely underreported due to the impunity, silence, stigma, and shame surrounding it.
Some women like to cover their husband so that people should not know what their husband are doing to them because they don't want the man to be disgraced.
While gender-based violence can happen to anyone, anywhere, these human rights activists say violence against women continues to be an obstacle to achieving equality, development, peace, as well as to the fulfillment of women and girls' human rights.
If there is a support system for those that are abused, and there's also justice for the same people, then the perpetrators being brought to book, then a greater number of it will reduce.
While pervasive gender-based violence is not inevitable, human rights activists say stopping this violence starts with believing survivors adopting comprehensive and inclusive approaches to tackle the root causes, transform harmful and social norms, and empower women and the girl child. In Lagos, Imoliayo Tokide Ogunfuwera, Nta News.
Empowering youth, sustainable development, and eradicating poverty dominated discussions at a workshop held in Lagos to strategize towards improving the education sector. Lynn Leneke has details.
Providing a better learning environment and opportunities, as well as advocating for children's rights and health, remain critical to the national development.
A hope and a future.
This forum is a wake-up call for all to collaborate and bridge the gap between private and community schools. Stakeholders here are also soliciting increased funding and the integration of globally accepted skills in education.
Already we have so many information coming in from all across the country of situations of bad infrastructure, dilapidated infrastructures, abandoned schools. So we are looking forward to being able to do it one school at a time.
The education of our children is the responsibility of all. Parents, teachers, community leaders, you and I. Yes, we need to put hands together to improve and transform education in Nigeria.
The forum, among other things, examined challenges in the education sector.
To talk about people using doing bad things, but using brilliancy. So for us, we need to be able to channel the mindset of the children into good.
We must also know that teachers have a role to play, but parents also have roles to play. So kindness to kids, I am recommending it as a tonic for the whole country.
Educationists and key players here believe that the event marks a milestone in the education sector. In Lagos, Lynn Leneke, Nta News.
Italy's import of stockfish is equal to 26,100 tons a year, in which the Norwegian stockfish contributes sizable volume to this consumption ratio. But aside trade and investment, the relationship between Italy and Norway dated back to 600 years. The genesis of this connection to the expansion of the Norwegian stockfish market is captured in an opera in Lagos. Michael Olaleye reports that there was also an attempt to visualize how stockfish entered Nigeria, being the largest market for the commodity in the world.
Translating aquatic trade to wealth. best described the evolution of the Norwegian seafood. World-class processing methods and dry mechanism made its stockfish second to none globally, but the journey to the lofty heights began in 1432 when an Italian explorer, Piero Curuni, and his crew, sailing off the coast of the Lofoten Islands, encountered a terrible storm which destroyed the mast of their ship. Curuni and his crew were rescued and brought to Roust, where the taste of the stockfish registered a lasting impression. Curuni's return to Venice with the stockfish inspired the Curuni Opera, which was recasted here by Mitchell and Anne. The Nigerian troupe, in scrambling for a possible origin of stockfish into the country, acted this drama, showcasing the strength of the stockfish to unite across cultural divides. Lagos, being the melting point where cultures are interwoven with commerce, was the entry port for stockfish around 1880. Valentine performed a special Italian edition before the combined groups staged the popular Oporoko song, synonymous with stockfish. It was a fun-filled evening that further established the triangular relationship between Nigeria, Italy, and Norway.
This connection, long dating back 1400 and something, between Italy, Norway, and now Nigeria. So the stockfish seems to have created a triangle that can be very profitable for both economic and cultural exchanges. It's interesting, you know, Italy, especially the people from Venice, were very well known for being seamen.
Well, fish is something that we sell to the rest of the world. Norway is the second largest seafood exporter in the world. But the stockfish trade is a very particular trade and one that we are very proud of and one that is very connected to this country for a long, long time and a long history. So we are proud of that. We want to show it together with Nigerian friends who also love stockfish. And the idea is to display it, and we also discuss it with the importers, with government, on how we can increase the export, and by that the import of stockfish here in Nigeria, and to make it cheaper for Nigerians to buy and eat stockfish.
The evening climaxed with a dinner where different species of Norwegian seafoods were served. In Lagos, Michael Olale, Nta2 News.
The investment drive initiated by the president to expand Nigeria's economic frontiers as a means to encourage foreign direct investment and financial sustainability has been responsible for the continuous marginal growth recorded in recent times. Abolade Salami reports.
With several economic reforms and initiatives designed to revamp Nigeria's economy to the path of growth and sustainability, the biggest investment hub in Africa, Nigeria, has recorded substantial positive results in economic performance and continuous growth in our gross domestic products, making the market more vibrant and robust for domestic and foreign investments. Key diplomatic engagements in the area of socio-economic development and enabling business environment have been reached to boost bilateral trade.
It also shows that the president is really conscious of the need to bring in investors into the economy. So I think the key issue is that we now need to complement those efforts with some internal reforms that will make the domestic economy quite attractive.
In fulfillment of his words to restore the economy to growth and tackle insecurity, President Muhammadu Buhari, as part of his social-economic diplomatic engagement in France, discussed the need to strengthen economic ties, improve partnership on security, and work jointly on education, health, as well as halt the threat of COVID-19 to global economy.
Socio-economic diplomatic missions, which is expected to enhance two major issues that are befalling the Nigerian economy and Nigeria as a whole. So if a president deem it fit to travel on diplomatic mission to correct these two anomalies, these two great imbroglio that is affecting the existence of Nigeria, it is the best thing to happen.
Connecting the African market to the global space through the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement to boost trade and investment formed part of discussion at the President's interaction with stakeholders in Durban. The idea initiated by Mr. President to drive economic growth through domestic and foreign portfolio investments, economic experts submit is critical to economic sustainability.
You're watching Nta2 News at this hour. Time now for a break. But before then, remember you can send your eyewitness account to our You Journalist platform on our nta2.tv website.
Experience unlimited super-fast internet access from Ntel 4G. Ntel. Live more.
Thanks for being there. The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, is soliciting the cooperation of broadcast stations to promptly pay all their outstanding debts to avoid withdrawal of their operating license. Director General of the Commission, Malam Balarabe Ilela, stated this at a one-day meeting with Commissioners of Information and Broadcast License owners in the South-South, Southeast and Southwest geopolitical zones of the country.
Worried by the huge debts owned by some licensees and the effects on its operations, the National Broadcasting Commission called for a stakeholders meeting to strategize on how to encourage broadcast stations comply with directives on payment of fees. Director General, NBC, Malam Balarabe Ilela, agreed that the economic challenges facing the nation calls for more understanding from the Commission. He, however, enjoined stakeholders to cooperate with the Commission for better service delivery.
We need to come together and assist the Commission because we have a lot of things to do, and if we are not getting what we are supposed to get from the Commission, that is if they don't pay what they are supposed to pay to the Commission, definitely we cannot serve them better. And I think they have gotten the message and they are willing to do something.
On payment of 2.5% on annual income by broadcasting stations, stakeholders unanimously raised concern over the issue. They agreed that such payment will be difficult to comply with considering the current economic realities.
It's practically impossible to pay 2.5% on income. You know, that's clearly different from paying 2.5% of profit, because it means that every resource that comes in, even if it's what you're using as capex and opex, you'll be paying 2.5 on that.
Once you have a strong regulator, the better for us all. The moment they have a middle ground where everybody is comfortable and is able to play his or her own role, the better for our country.
NBC has a right to ask for some of the things they've been demanding for, but the reality is that the money is not available. And I'm sure beyond the financing and the payment of license fees, and there's so many issues that have come up today.
The Commission, however, assured licensed owners of continuous engagements to improve the sector. In Lagos, Ruth Ariel Samuel, NTA News.
Cancer is one of the leading causes of deaths globally, as it spares no one. Concerned about the havoc caused by gynecological cancers, the National Center for Women Development organized a workshop on strategy towards early detection, treatment, and elimination.
These women are here to learn how to fight and defeat a common enemy that has been ravaging womanhood and claiming lives fast. It is called cancer.
It keeps me aware of my organs, and it keeps me aware of my health.
Data by the World Health Organization shows that among women, breast cancer takes the lead, accounting for about 2.26 million cases and 685,000 deaths in 2020. More worrisome is that cervical cancer, a preventable and treatable form of cancer, is the second leading cause of death among women.
We can at least start with incorporating human papillomavirus vaccination into our national immunization program, use our known linkages and break the vaccine inequities and get some vaccine and work.
For the National Center for Women Development, the program will be sustained to create more awareness on other forms of gynecological cancers.
As we continue to do advocacy on issues like that, if it's continuous, just like as in information, it will get down and everybody that is concerned, the stakeholders will have no other alternative than to do the right thing.
Whatever we have heard and discussed today will be part of our next strategy in budgeting and also planning.
As the burden of gynecological cancers increases globally, key players in the health sector are worried that if nothing is done, cervical cancer alone will claim about 400,000 lives by 2030. The daily update in cases of COVID-19 by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control as at the 24th of November 2021 shows that there are 141 new cases from 12 states of the Federation, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 213,818. The breakdown indicates that Lagos topped the list with 46 cases, followed by Benue 44, FCT 15, Katsina 12, Bauchi 9, Kano 4, Delta 3, while Enugu, Kwara and Rivers recorded 2 cases each. Gombe and Plateau have 1 case each. So far, there are 207,016 discharged cases, while 2,974 deaths have been recorded across the country. Up next is entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News. Nigerian comedian Clint the Drunk has reportedly been involved in a ghastly car accident. The comedian took to his Instagram page to share photos from the scene of the accident, as well as thank God for sparing his life as he made it out without a single scratch. This will be the second time in 2 years the comedian will be surviving a car accident. Back in 2019, while on his way to a show in the northern part of the country, he was involved in a near-death accident which he thankfully escaped without injuries. Still on entertainment, Nollywood actress Itinosa Idimudia has just bagged her first ever international recognition at the just concluded Hollywood and African Prestigious Award. The actress, who got multiple nominations, emerged winner of the Best Actress in a TV Series. Other nominees in the category include Dakori Akande, Kosi Njema, and others. This year's award ceremony was held at the Opium Theatre in California. And on the foreign scene, British singer Jessie J has announced the loss of her pregnancy. The music star shared the heartbreaking news on her Instagram page. She assures her fans that despite grieving the loss of her unborn child, she will still go on with her show, because singing is a form of self-love therapy and a better way to help her process her grief. That's it from our entertainment desk. I am Ruth Ariel Samuel.
Let's now join our sports desk for some sports updates.
Nigeria's Waheed Enitan Oshodi is the second Nigerian to be elected as an executive member of the International Table Tennis Federation, ITTF. Waheed was elected vice president of the ITTF to serve alongside 7 other executive vice presidents after he amassed 85.29% of votes casted at the ITTF annual general meeting held in Houston, Texas. Sweden's Petra Solin became the first woman to be elected president of the ITTF. The newly elected officials are expected to join the ITTF Athletes Commission and other bodies to form the complete ITTF Executive Committee. Meanwhile, Nigeria Professional Football League clubs are now working round the clock as the league management company released December 17 as the official kickoff date for the 2021-2022 NPFL season. Reigning champions Akwa United will host Kano Pillars in Match Day 1 fixture, while Gombe United welcome newly promoted Shooting Stars of Ibadan to the Pantami Stadium. The first Oriental Derby match of the new season will see Eimba FC play host to their arch rivals Abia Warriors in Aba, while Enugu Rangers travel to Katsina to face the Katsina Boys. And now UEFA. All 4 English clubs are through to the knockout stage of the Champions League with a game to spare. So far, 11 teams have qualified for the last 16, with a final round of matches to be played on December 7 and 8th. Meanwhile, Brendan Rodgers will hope to see his side return to winning ways when Leicester City host Legia Warsaw in the Europa League tonight, while Monaco head into their Group B fixture against Real Sociedad to secure their place in the knockout stages. In other Europa League fixtures, West Ham will travel to Rapid Vienna and Rangers take on Sparta Prague. In other news, the Nigeria Para-Powerlifting Federation has debunked the rumors that the Federation and the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development abandoned some of its athletes. In a statement signed by the Federation's president, Ruel Ishaku, officials of the ministry and federation were at the burial of the late Paul Kehinde, who died Thursday last week, against claims that he was abandoned. The president also used the medium to condole with the family and friends of the late Paul Kehinde at this moment of the loss. With sports updates, Cynthia Ogun, NTA News.
That's it on the news. But before we go, remember that COVID-19 is real. Adopting all non-pharmaceutical preventive measures is paramount to one's well-being, so stay safe. And also remember that the fastest and easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Thanks for watching. I am Hengino John Adams.